I knew, despite her success and worldwide fame, still wondered, am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? Will they like me? Whitney, if you could hear me now, I would tell you, you weren't just good enough.
Quick question, if you owned the most electrifying voice of the 80s and 90s, could you still hear yourself above the noise? Tonight, let's ride shotgun with Whitney Houston, sky-high riffs, headline hurricanes, and everything in between. Whitney Elizabeth Houston was born on August 9th, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey, cradled not just in a hospital, but in the heart of music royalty. Her mother, Cissy Houston, was a legendary gospel singer, and her cousin, none other than Dionne Warwick, a soul icon in her own right. Music wasn't just around Whitney, it was in her blood. At just 6 years old, she was already in the church choir, stacking hymn books so she could reach the microphone, her voice echoing through stained glass windows. Fast forward to 1983, a smoky Manhattan nightclub. Clive Davis, head of Arista Records, is in the crowd. Whitney sings just a note. That's all it takes. Davis is floored. Right then and there, he offers her a recording deal. Whitney's only 19, holding a Pepsi in one hand and a pen in the other, about to rewrite the story of pop music forever. Whitney Houston's 1985 debut album didn't just succeed, it exploded like a supernova. Songs like Saving All My Love for You, How Will I Know, and Greatest Love of All weren't just hits, they became anthems, each one racing up the charts and grabbing the #1 spot. At a time when MTV was still hesitant to fully embrace black female artists, Whitney's glowing smile, unmatched vocals, and magnetic presence left them no choice. She was undeniable. By the time she turned 24, she had achieved something no one else had. 7 consecutive #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, a flawless streak that remains untouched to this day. Then came the silver screen. Hollywood called, and Whitney answered, starring alongside Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard. But let's be real, the true co-star wasn't Costner. It was that voice. That unbelievable 4-octave range on I Will Always Love You turned a love song into a global phenomenon. The single ruled at #1, won for 14 straight weeks, and the soundtrack, it didn't just sell, it soared, surpassing 45 million copies, still holding the title as the best-selling movie soundtrack of all time. But even the brightest spotlight cast the deepest shadows. As Whitney's star soared, the tabloids began circling like vultures. Every argument with her new husband, Bobby Brown, made headlines. Every late arrival was front-page news. Every missed high note was dissected by critics who once praised her voice as divine. The woman who once sailed through 5-octave vocal warm-ups now found herself dodging rumors louder than her iconic high Cs. By the early 2000s, Whitney couldn't hide from it anymore. In a now infamous interview, she told the world, "Crack is whack," but it was also very real. A 2000 arrest in a Hawaii airport canceled tours, and that haunting 2001 Michael Jackson tribute performance where she looked heartbreakingly frail. The world began to worry. Sold-out arenas became scattered seats. The red carpet was replaced by court appearances. But Whitney was a fighter. In 2009, she sat down with Oprah, glassy-eyed but glowing. Her new album, I Look to You, debuted at #1, won the highest opening of her career. "My faith has brought me home," she whispered, and for a moment the world believed the voice had too. Then came February 11th, 2012, Grammy Eve. Whitney was preparing for Clive Davis's legendary pre-show gala at the Beverly Hilton, but at 3:55 p.m., she was found face down in a bathtub. Paramedics rushed in, but it was too late. Whitney Houston, the voice of a generation, was gone at 48, and the entire music world went silent. For a beat that felt like forever. The coroner ruled it an accidental drowning, with cocaine and heart disease forming the tragic combination. But let's be clear, legends don't drown. In 2024, Sony honored Whitney with a stunning 4K remaster of her Concert for a New South Africa, along with a previously unreleased studio gem, Love Is. The moment tickets went live, they vanished. The single? It shot straight to the top of the Heritage charts. Proof that nostalgia still holds an unbeatable rhythm. And online, Whitney's catalog just crossed 7.3 billion streams on Spotify. That's nearly 1 million plays every 12 hours. New-gen icons like Ariana Grande and Sam Smith still name-drop her in interviews, crediting the voice as their North Star. She soared for heaven, sometimes crashed, but what altitude she showed us. Coming up next, Freddie Mercury. A stadium's roar, a solitary farewell. Smash that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the encore.